how's it going, everybody? It's me, Scott. Welcome to One Last Hand. Welcome to Kinfire Chronicles Nightfall, unboxing our next big campaign game on the channel. We had a bit of a false start. We were going to be playing Agamonia, but this has taken its place. I'll explain why in a bit. But without further ado, let's dive into this big old box. This is a 1 to 4 player game, 14 years and up, 45 to 60 minutes a session, which is nice. Turning this over was not a wise idea, and I'll explain why in a second as well. The darkness has returned. You are seekers sworn to protect the city of Dinlux. Armed with Kinfire lanterns, you'll brave the darkness, battling the strange creatures that emerge and guarding each other's backs against the malicious forces that seek to stop you. Kinfire Chronicles Nightfall is a cooperative campaign game for 1 to 4 players that blends thrilling fantasy adventure with tactical edge of your seat combat. Journey into the world of Atios to face terrifying enemies on a quest to save the world's last bastion against the darkness, the beautiful city of Dinlux. You and your friends must learn to work together before the last embers of Kinfire is extinguished forever. Learn as you go. Start playing within 15 minutes of opening the box. Each quest is packed together for quick setup and clean up, and can be played in just 45 to 60 minutes. Explore a vibrant world, discover the city shop, gamble, research and meet NPCs, or sleep at the inn to recover and customize your deck of cards. Grow and evolve. Unlock over 200 actions, including skills, magic items, weapons and spells. I just want to show you this before we go any further. This is the box lid. It's magnetic and it turns into the playmat. Obviously I need to keep the lid on the box while I just open this up. So there are 6 playable characters. There's various enemies that we're going to be taking. So we're going to take this off now. Look at that. Look how beautiful that looks. Just to ruin that view for a second, we've got this, which is where we're going to be putting status effects cards, and over here we've got this, which is kind of the flow of combat. So we'll come back to that in a second, because then we've got welcome, begin your journey through Atios, and we've got this. I love a little pull thing to get the game out, and then look at what you see here. This is what I'm talking about. This is how to pack a game up, right? The boxes that have the spines on here, each one of these is going to be its own mission. We've got this, which has got some cards in. We'll have a little look. I can't show you too much, obviously, but we've got the character boxes here, and then we have a little adventure journal, which I'll get out in a bit. But let's tuck this to the side. We'll come back to that, because let's have a look at this. This is the starting box, so you open this up. What some people have said about this game, this is currently sitting at 8.4 on BoardGameGeek. It's a 2.81 weight, which is quite low for a kind of a big campaign game. Yeah, it's been around for 2023. It's by Incredible Dream Studios. This is about between 120 to 150 pounds, which is quite an investment. There's the inside of the box with some art on there. Then we have a map atlas. So I won't go through all of this, but this is going to form the maps that we're doing. So you can see here, there's a various encounter number 1. Over here we've got the town and a few other various bits and pieces. I don't want to look at all of these, but just so you know, this is, they're not huge maps. They're not overly complex. But there's that. We then have some advertising guff. We have Getting Started, book 1, and this is the only book you're going to read to begin with. There's not a lot to it, but you can see there's some overview, there's some info, choosing seekers. We've got how to put the boards together, and the character boards are going to have these dials in, so they become a one board for everything. You've got assembling your enemy health tracker in here. Then that gets into details about the cards, and at its heart, this is a deck building game. If you've seen Kinfire Delve, they're in the same universe. A lot of that is about synergies between color cards. So not only have you got various color cards that you're going to be able to do this, in this game you also got these cards, this little bottom section on. This is going to be called a boost card. You are going to be able to use those boost actions on other players' turn to give them a boost. You'd obviously discard the card, but that's gonna impact them as you go. You've also got this setup, which is the Destiny bag. You're going to be putting all of these chits into here, and drawing them out, and that's going to determine whose go it is. A lot of people have kind of had to maybe put some house rules in place in case you pull out all of the enemy tokens at once and that's game over. So we'll maybe have to look at some of that, but I'm less worried about it. Let's have a little look at what else we've got. We've got these tokens. This is all the tokens we get in this starting box from the looks of things. You can see these are the health dials. This is the enemy health dial. We're going to put all of these together and see how it all looks. There's some character art on the back there. We have the little clips. Now, a lot of people were complaining about how tight or lack of tightness around these dials, so we'll have to see if that's been fixed in this edition. It's a second printing more than a second edition, I think, so we'll have to see how that goes. I'm just going to open up some of these cards. Okay, and I'll tuck these over on the camera here so we can have a little look. We've got some status effects, so hurt, and you can see here when this ability triggers, discard this card, this enemy suffers 2 damage. So you're able to put these on that board that we were looking at. Let me just see if I can show you over here. So on this front side, we have these where we're going to be putting some of these cards, but equally you're going to have on the enemy tracker, you're going to be placing this on there. So whenever they trigger, that's removed and they take some extra damage. So pretty nice little mechanic that, I think. So that's all the hurt cards. What else have we got? We've got some armor cards. Just show you those. When you suffer damage, I'm guessing you suffer 1 damage less for each armor in your hand, then discard 1 armor card. When you discard an armor card, return it to the pile. So again, another sort of status effect. And then we've got exhausted. We won't go through all of these, but you can just have a little look at those. There are exhausted cards. I think you're going to be getting these while you're out and about doing the non-combat stuff, potentially, because then they're going to gum up your hand when you get to combat, unless you do something about it. We've got another deck of cards. Let's have a little look here at these ones. And this is going to be a pretty short unboxing for what is a big game, considering I don't know how much I can show you. I will show you some of the characters, and we'll have a look in one of the first boxes, but obviously spoilers. We've got some more cards here. We've got stunned cards, so you can see those there. Well, any card is in your hand. If you start of your turn, discard 1 of your Seeker chits from the bag to the Spence chit area, so it's going to stop you having a go. So that's not ideal. We've got trapped. Again, I won't show you and read all of these. We've got weak, and that is that. So there might be a few others that appear during the campaign, I would guess, but there you go. And I think these sides are what happens if it's on an enemy. So that's pretty cool as well. They sort of double up as how it affects you versus how it affects them. So that's pretty nice, I have to say. Okay, let's tuck those away. And these, what were these cards? So these are the exhausted ones. We'll get those over here. Then we have this bag, and this bag has some plastic chits, tokens, whatever you want to call them. I'm just going to grab a handful, and we'll tuck these over here for you to have a little look at. We have our character tokens, so you can see various bits of character art. We'll have a look at one of those boxes in a second. I'm not entirely sure what this does. This one over here is when you pull out, this is going to trigger an enemy action, and you're going to be triggering those actions by laying these tokens beside the enemy boards, so you know that when 6 is pulled out, trigger this action. So that's how you kind of keep track of what the enemies are doing. There's a whole host of these, including some health ones and a few other bits and pieces. They're all going to go into that bag, and that's what we're going to call it, pull from. It's called the Destiny bag. That's going to determine turn order. So as you can see, if you've got lots of enemies on the table and they're going to have more tokens in the bag than you, they could all go first. And that's why I think some people have started to mitigate that with various house rules. Okay, let's bring this back. We've got some more things. Let's have a look at Valor. Valor's character art there, very, very nice. I don't know how much we'll get in there, but the art in this game is great. Tell you what, the Kickstarter animation in the video is really nice as well. So we have a dual layer character board. This is where we're going to push out and we'll get our token in here, our tracker in here to spin round. But you can see there's a bit of info about and then what happens on their turn and move and various other things. But equally, we have our deck of cards. Typically I chose the green one top, so you can't really see it. Let's just open this. So we've got our deck of cards. So you can see here we've got the snipe card. Let's find one that isn't green. Is blue any better? Yeah, a little bit. So you can see we've got a few here, some with art, some with info on, some with various bits and pieces on. I think this one must have been our character card or our special action card. This is a lantern charge, so as this charges up, you're going to be able to unleash this once you earn it to do a big attack card, whereas some of these just do sort of 2 block or 1 damage, but have an effect on it. So there you go. You've got a deck of cards, but also let me just see if I can find a bless card or a boost card. Here we go. So you can see there's a boost here that allows someone to do acid arrow or fleet arrow or a few others. So it'll be interesting to know, or a boost to that card, and that's why it's there. So it'll be interesting to know what the character types are, because obviously they're all going to be slightly different. It does have some info on the back here. Polite and well bred, deadly with a bow. There you go, 34 years old, 5'4" tall. I've got some pronouns on here as well. Each time Valora enters a space without enemies, she may choose another seeker within 1 space of her. That seeker gains 1 defense. That is written at the top of the board as well here. So obviously there's 6 characters. There's Kor, Roland, Fen, Asher and Naz. We obviously, if you haven't seen it already, there's a Kinfire Delve unboxing of Vainglory's Grotto, and Asher I think is one of the characters in that. So maybe if we play that first, we'll pick that up. What else have we got going on here? Let's see if we can get this big box out. Okay, not really. Let's see if we can get this big box out. Okay, so I'm just going to tuck this up here again. We have a box of cards. There is a various set of sealed cards in here. I'm obviously not going to open all of these up. These are city events that are going to happen as the story progresses. You got these in these little boxes here. No idea what these are. Number 4. So I'm intrigued to find out what we uncover as we go. It's not a legacy game, and the way it deals with that is you've got this here, this little void box, and as you use things like fate tokens and a few other things, you're going to put those in this box to never be seen again in the campaign, but you are able to obviously open this box up, take them out if you want to play it again. And then we've got some card dividers here as well, so very nice there. Let's tuck these back in here, and we'll tuck those out of the way, because the other thing I wanted to show you is this is the adventure book, and this is, you'll open it to a various page, Into the Shadows Quest 3, and then there's some text. I'll show you the art and that in here, but this apparently in the first printing was all cards, whereas now, spoilers obviously, this has now been split into this large book with various missions on here. What you also get is where the cards were, it shows you what options you're choosing. Think of this as a choose your own adventure. You might choose 8, 7, 8, 8 or 8, 9, and you'll go and read this section without having a look at these two. But yeah, really, really nice way to do it rather than have to keep searching for cards, as a lot of games do. And then finally, I'm just going to open number 1, because number 1 will be where we start. But you can see this is box number 1. It's sealed here with some fantastic artwork. Look at that, I have to say, that is so cool. And then if we open this up, if we open this up, in here we have everything we need to play it, starting with a combat book. So when you open this one up, you've got a small book to read again, 20 odd pages maybe, 18 pages of how to do combat, but you've also got the enemy that you're facing, and where I was saying you put your stunned card, this is where you put them, how much health they've got, their health dial, and all of those things that you're going to be putting together for them when they come out to play. So really nice little way of doing it, keeping it really contained, meaning table space can be, I think it's still pretty big once you've got this out on the table, plus the enemy's deck, plus your cards and all of those things. I think it's still a bit of a table hog, but we've got Agamonia set up on the main table, and it's it's not too bad either. But when you think about games like Gloomhaven and Frosthaven and all of those, it's nice to have this really self-contained. You can pick up, you know exactly where you got to, you can pick up the thing you need and you can crack on with it. And that is pretty much everything. I won't show you all of the characters. We'll do a video where we're choosing them. I'll teach myself how to play it over on Patreon, so if you want to come and check that out, go and check out the Patreon. But hit subscribe, hit the bell. This will be going up fairly soon on the channel. Apologies if you saw the Agamonia videos. The intention was to play that and then pick this up, but a couple of things happened. The game group saw that I was playing Agamonia, looked at it and said, I want to play that. So that's now on the main table, and my local game store ordered this in for me, and then it took forever to get it, and in the meantime I picked up Agamonia, and then they emailed saying, we've got this in for you, do you want it? And I felt like I should go and buy it, considering I asked them to get it for me. So all of those things happened. That's why we're now playing Kinfire. I was hoping to play both of them anyway, so it's not too much of a problem to me. We've also still got Earthborn Rangers, Oathsworn, and a few others that are sitting there waiting to be played. So big campaigns galore coming on the channel. We do it every Saturday. Dragon Eclipse is the one that we have been playing. We've also backed Veilguard, the Isofarian, I think it's Veilguard, Isofarian Guard expansion and game, because I didn't buy it the first time round, and there's a new Dragon Eclipse coming out which will come to the channel as well, so check that out. On a Sunday we do a lighter campaign game. That's been Kingdom Legacy for the longest period of time. It's going to be Dark Quarter. It's also going to be to be a Mandalorian Adventures, those sort of things. So fairly easy to get to the table, not too much sort of background you need to know or learn to play it. I didn't show you this. I'm an idiot. Sorry, everybody. Instead of having big standees for this game, we have little acrylic tokens, and they look really nice actually. They stand in these little stands here, hopefully. Here you go, and that's them. So they've got a front and a back, which is always quite nice. And there is your character. Obviously we'll lay these down on the board so you get to see who they are as we play. But Kinfire Chronicles, the next big game coming up on the channel. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all again soon.